But one more minute. We had a couple more people registered, so. All right, Stephanie, do you want to take it away? I'll watch the waiting room to see if anybody else joins.
Yeah, that sounds good. So good morning, everyone. So this is our monthly volunteer meeting for the month of September. The purpose of these meetings is really to provide you with some upcoming information that we have here at council, as well as provide a little bit of a fun training and some information at the end. And I am Stephanie Beam. I am the Community Support Coordinator in our West region of council. So the purpose is to kind of provide you with some council updates and information, as well as a little bit of a training. We call them short and snappy trainings. So this month is going to be focused on sit-upons, caper charts, and swaps. So another year of fun awaits. So the 2024 Girl Scout year ends on September 30th. So if you have not renewed yet, please visit gsneo.org/renew to renew your membership today. So the new Girl Scout year starts October 1st. So coming up quick here. Super Troop. Was your troop a super troop this year? Does your troop still need to complete a few activities to qualify? So there is a link here to the 2024 Super Troop application, and those are due in on September 30th. So if you want to know if you qualify, or you think that you are close to qualifying, please take a moment to check that page out there and see where you're at. And you can get some more information on our website if you visit gsneo.org and search for Super Troop. New year, new forms. So as we enter into the new Girl Scout year on October 1st, it's just important to make sure that you have updated annual permission forms for the girls, the personal health and medical forms for everybody. Troop changes form, if you are planning to change the number of girls in your troop meeting location, the ages of girls that you'd like to have in your troop, we encourage you to fill out that form to do so. There is the parent caregiver support agreement and meet my Girl Scout form. And then there's the Girl Scout code of conduct agreement form as well for you to review and have those filled out as the new year approaches. So our 2024 finance reports were due on June 12th. So if your troop has not yet submitted the finance report, please do so ASAP. You can still submit the finance report in the volunteer toolkit under your MyGS account. And then congratulations to the following service units that have 100% of service unit and troop finance reports completed. They're listed below here. All things finance. So if you have any questions on finance, if you're a newer troop looking to open your bank account, or if you just have some questions, you want a little bit of a review on how some of that works, with any changes that may have come about. There are two webinars, one on October 24th from noon to 1, and one on October 30th from 6:30 to 7:30. And Janae Rogers, our volunteer relations coordinator, and Pam Kierick, our auditing coordinator, will be hosting those, and they can answer any questions you might have with regards to finances. The volunteer conference, the 2024-2025 volunteer conference is coming up. It's October 16th through 20th. So registration is now open through October 1st. So we have a schedule of events there. On October 16th is our opening ceremony kickoff. There are some virtual sessions on Thursday, October 17th and Friday, October 18th. Saturday, there is adult volunteer field trip options. And then Sunday, we're doing an in-person event at Camp Ledgewood. If you go to that website there, gsneo.org/volcon, you can register, and then you can also view all the session descriptions for what we're offering. ALE Remix is coming up at Camp Timberlane. It's November 9th and 10th this year. So there's a link to register there. There are some new classes this year, Strong Personalities and Tough Talks, Making the Most of Generational Differences, Empowering Connections, Overcoming Challenges in Child Welfare and Beyond. We're also offering some certifications, and there's more classes available too. So if you click on that link, you'll be able to see every class that's being offered. You can register there and get all the information. So some upcoming trainings. We have a Troop Fundamentals coming up at Camp Ledgewood on September 6th. So that's this weekend. No Problemas is going to be held at Fremont High School on September 12th. We have a wilderness and remote first aid at Camp Ledgewood. Some outdoor essentials options coming up. More Troop Fundamentals in Ravenna, and outdoor essentials in Conneaut. More Troop Fundamentals at Camp Timberlane. Then we have our volunteer conference. We have archery, Train the Trainer, outdoor essentials at Camp Tuscazor. And then we have our ALE Remix again at Camp Timberlane, November 9th and 10th. And then we're offering a youth mental health first aid in Willard, Ohio. Looks like that one is coming up in February. So if you are interested in some trainings as well, please reach out to customer care or your volunteer support and services staff, because we would love to be able to set something up if you have some ideas for locations. If you're kind of maybe on the outskirts of our council where maybe we could use a little bit more opportunity, please reach out. We'd love to work with you and be able to get something set up. Rallyhood. So Rallyhood is our platform that we are using for communication. It's kind of an all-in-one solution that integrates many functions that volunteers need to communicate and collaborate, share files, organize events, collect money. There's a calendar feature, which is really nice to be able to put any upcoming events that you have on there. And then, everybody can see it and can go from there. There is the GSNEO Rallyhood website, Rallyhood for Girl Scouts, and then you can fill out that form on the bottom there, the troop request to create a rally. So if you want one just for your troop that the families can join, and you can put out your communications there, you can create a rally. It's a nice platform, and it's safe to have all the girls join, and so we're not kind of opening it up to a whole bunch of other things where more individuals can see it. So it's more of a private platform to use for communication. Product program. So our magazine and snack program has started. So we have some dates here on where we're at. The deadline for families to enter in-person orders is September 29th. There are a couple days for the troop manager to enter last minute orders that might come in after the 29th. And then October 31st to November 2nd is when the snack delivery will be delivered to your service unit distribution managers. MSP officially ends on November 15th. December 4th is when the ACH debit will be taken out of your account. December 11th is when Pathway Pass program credits will be updated. And then in January, the rewards for the magazine and snack program will be shipped to the service unit distribution managers. There is a new snack this year, vanilla flavored honey roasted pecans. There is the last Girl Scout memory tin, the last one in the series, offered this year. And we are also offering personalized stationery sets. Those are only available through the online ordering system. And then just looking ahead, we have some dates for the cookie program coming up. So December 10th through 12th starts the online trainings for the troop cookie managers. The digital cookie setup launches in December, and then the cookie program officially begins on January 13th of 2025. So it will be here before we know it. If you are ready to plan your troop year, we offer some year plans on our website, all linked here. So if you are a newer troop or if your troop is maybe bridging to the next level and you need some ideas on how to kind of get started for the year, this is a great resource to help sort of give an overview without really getting overwhelmed, kind of reference back to it as the year goes on. But these are all linked here for you to check out. Annual troop and caregiver meeting agendas. So these are now available in our volunteer resources. We ask that you hold 3 meetings throughout the year. As troop leaders, along with the caregivers and families of the girls in your troop. So the first one is a nice one to start the year, making sure that you have permission forms and everything is kind of, everyone's on the same page for getting started. We like you to hold a second meeting around cookie program time. Some people might have some questions about how that works, especially if it is something that's new to your troop. So that's a good time to get together and answer any of those questions. And then a third meeting, just to kind of wrap up the year, say thank you for everyone's support throughout the year and kind of look ahead to plans for summer or next year. And then the 2024 Fall Program Guide and the 2024-2025 Family Connection Guide are now available. You can find these on our website. They're a great resource for what the Fall Program Guide for what we have coming up throughout the fall. And then the Family Connection Guide is very helpful to see how you can work to support all the girls in your troop. Right. And onto our short and snappy trainings. So this month we're going to talk a little bit about sit-upons, caper charts, and swaps. So we'll start with sit-upons. So sit-upons can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, and they're insulated, usually homemade, often waterproof pads that protect girls from the cold and damp while sitting upon the ground. They also make good cushions for webbed lawn chairs and keep mosquitoes from biting you from underneath, which is very helpful. So these are just a couple of examples. Sit upon in a circle here on the left, and then this one on the right has a handle to carry, so that is helpful as well. So we have a couple ideas here on how to use sit-upons. So one thing that I think is great is that these are usually either constructed from items that you might already have laying around or something that you can pick up for super cheap. It's not supposed to be a really, um, big expensive project. So one of the first ideas is to make a waterproof sit-upon by folding up several layers of newspaper and then inserting them into a large heavy-duty plastic bag. You can squeeze out any air, fold the bag up, and then use duct tape or packing tape to kind of hold it all together. You can add names with the permanent marker. This is kind of like the one picture that we just saw with the girl carrying it over her shoulder. So that's nice that they can carry their own as they walk about. Um, Another option here is to get contact paper from the dollar store and place folded newspapers on it. Then you can remove the backing, replace the newspapers, and kind of put some twine in there to make a little bit of a handle. And then you can tie the edges together. So again, something to help carry it. There's also an option to make one with a vinyl tablecloth that you can kind of the same thing as the bag, sort of just folding it up and putting newspapers or stuffing, padding, whatever you have in there. And then you can tape that up. There's the option to hand sew, which if you use a hole punch, and then you could use yarn or cord to kind of sew up the edges on something like that. For stuffing or padding, could use old magazines, newspapers, old plastic bags. There is egg crate foam, and Karen here from Junior Troop 289 in Austin, Texas, suggested that it is much lighter than newspaper, and it's easier for the girls to carry around. You can also use cotton or quilt batting. That would be a good thing to use to stuff the sit-upon. And then I like this suggestion here to secure a long string or cord along one edge so the girl can actually tie it around her waist. So if you're at camp or something and you're kind of going on a little hike and you're going to want to bring that with you, definitely easy for them to have with them and carry it. Caper charts. So a caper chart is a Girl Scout tradition for dividing up troop responsibilities. And a caper is a job or chore that must be done. The caper chart indicates all the jobs available and who's responsible for each one. One suggestion here is to have two cans or jars or something, one that is a do it and a did it, and have some names on popsicle sticks. So it's an easy way to allot the duties to make sure that you're able to rotate and everyone's getting an opportunity to help with different things. Using a caper system right from the start will help with the long-term group behavior management of a troop. So here are a couple examples. The first one just has some little pockets with some jobs on them, and then the popsicle sticks that you can kind of rotate between to have everybody do something different. And then the one on the right here is the duties on top along with a clothespin. So again, you can kind of just move everybody, um, one section forward at a meeting or whenever you're at a point where you want to rotate the chores. So some tips here. Caper groups allow leaders to mix girls in different ways. So typically the girls would stay together for a few times and then they're mixed up again. Sometimes girls are rotated more often to give them an opportunity to meet lots of different girls and avoid cliques. This is very helpful if you have some girls that kind of come into your troop and they already know each other. It's good to give them an opportunity to work with some other girls. And it's kind of like a little bit of an icebreaker to sort of get them to work with some other girls that they might not be as familiar with. Make sure that the girls have time to finish their caper before starting any exciting group activities. You just don't want anybody to miss part of the event because a girl might still be completing her caper. And you can also have caper charts for adults too. So, this is a little bit of an overview on how to make a caper chart. So you're going to want to first decide which capers should be divided, and whether they should be handled by groups or individuals. If they are going to be handled by groups, you'll want to make sure that you have a good idea of what the group size is, and then what type or style to use, and how to rotate the girls to make sure that everyone's getting a chance to do different capers. So a little activity here that I found was to make a caper chart for service unit meetings. I think this is a great idea if you have some adults that aren't as used to working with caper charts, to kind of have them use one really and get used to the feel for it. So you can decide on the capers such as opening, hostess, welcome new members, program activity, closing, and cleanup. And then these can be divided if you have maybe leaders from different troops, they can be divided by levels, and then those leaders would be responsible for the caper each month. Suggested capers for individuals could be the opening snack, promise and law leader, bring and pass out snack, the flag holder or ceremony caller. And then some suggested capers for groups could be the opening hostess, promise and law, prepare and pass out snack, flag ceremony, take attendance. So you can kind of see what would work best for individuals or groups. And finally, we are on to swaps. So SWAPS stands for Special Whatchamacallits Affectionately Pinned Somewhere. It's a longtime tradition of Girl Scouts to exchange keepsakes when meeting a new friend. SWAPS started long ago when Girl Scouts and Girl Guides first gathered for fun, songs, and making new friends. SWAPS are a perfect way for Girl Scouts to meet each other and promote friendship. Each one becomes a memory of a special event. So here are a couple examples. The one on the left, I thought I like the rainbow here. I thought if it was maybe a bridging ceremony, especially if it's like a service unit bridging ceremony where you're going to have a bunch of different troops together, that could be a fun one um, to make special for your troop. And then the one on the right, the inchworm swap, I thought was really cute, especially for younger girls. I mean, it is a safety pin, so you'd have to watch that, but at the same time, something easy that they could kind of work to make themselves. So, what are swaps? So, the tradition stems from the Native American potlatch, a ceremonial exchange of gifts. Lord Baden Powell started the idea of scout swaps in 1924, and swaps are often handmade. So, we give a part of ourselves to show friendship. Swaps are exchanged anywhere Girl Scouts get together. So we have a little bit of swapping etiquette. So don't decline an offered swap. Someone worked very hard to make it. Carry swaps you made to give away in a separate bag from the ones you receive and want to keep. Just to keep in mind, most swaps are usually 1 to 2 inches in size, so they don't have to be very big. And it's a good idea to make a few extras for those who don't have any to give. So some little swapping tips. Swaps can be bracelets, necklaces, council patches, event patches, or any other small items. They should not contain edible food. And it's a good idea to kind of spend some time getting to know everyone you swap with and asking them questions about them. This is especially helpful with the girls to kind of have a little bit of an icebreaker, encourage them to talk to some individuals that they don't know, just to kind of get to know some new people. And you can attach tags with the event name and date, troop number, and or council name, but make sure that the girls' last names or personal information is not on those swaps. All right. And does anybody have any questions? Hey, well, if anything comes up, feel free to reach out and we can kind of go from there. Um, we have some upcoming dates here. So September 14th is our GSNEO day at the Cleveland Zoo. October 1st again starts the official start of the 2025 Girl Scout year. October 20th is our volunteer conference on the in-person day at Camp Ledgewood. October 31st is Juliet Gordon Lowe's birthday, oh, that is what I said, October 31st, sorry. Juliet Gordon Lowe's birthday. November 11th is Veterans Day. And we ask that if you do any kind of Veterans Day celebration, feel free to send those pictures or information to marketing@gsneo.org. We love to share that if that is what you'd want for your troop. And then January 13th, 2025, the cookie program begins. So thank you for joining us today. This slide deck with the links that are in the slides and the recording is going to be posted in the Troop Leadership Rally on Rallyhood. So if you have not joined that, you can search that out or you can reach out and we can help get you into that group as well. Have some good information on there. Right, and thank you again. Our next webinar is going to be Wednesday, October 2nd from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We have a little link to register there. So we're also going to have some more council announcements, and then our kind of short and snappy training on that one is going to be partnering with families. So just to keep in mind, every month is going to have a little bit different of a short and snappy training at the end. All right, well, thank you for attending. Yeah, and
If
if
you guys
any
have any
questions,
questions, go ahead. You can unmute or put them in the chat. I know we went through that kind of quickly. So if you have questions about anything we covered today, feel free to let us know. And if you are interested in registering for the next webinar, it will be October 2nd from 11:30 to 12:30. Okay, I guess if anybody doesn't have any questions, like Stephanie said, I will be posting the slide deck and the recording to the Troop Leadership Rally on Rallyhood. And the link to join that is going to be on that slide as well, or I can also pop it in the chat. But if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to customer care. And thank you all for joining us today. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
thank you.
Bye.